Yeah, that walker, I'll take the rubber cushions off the bottom first, and I'll put some spikes in it.
That'd only make him mad.
You can kill 4 things with one punch. All right. This dulcimer is a little different. It's not a factory build. It actually came out of the attic of the old house across the street. And that old fellow who lived there, Lars Dale Middow was his name, worked for Zenith for like 25 years. And they sold that company to Mexico, or moved it to Mexico. And it hurt Springfield a lot. There's thousands of people work there. And he became a bitter fellow, like a hermit. And he sat on his porch over there with his hand-rolled cigarettes and just sat out on the porch. And coming back from Cedar Creek Dulcimers in Branson with 2 or 3 new instruments and boxes. I used to sell some from them. This at least 25 years ago. And I was unloading on the curb, and he hollers over there, "I know what's in them boxes." I said, "What's in them boxes?" "Them be mountain dulcimers." I said, "How would you know?" He said, "I got a whole attic full of them." I said, "Well, why don't you bring them down and see them?" He said, "Nope. When my wife died, I died and my music died. She committed suicide and tried to burn the house down." And he'd been bitter all those years, lost man. And I said, "Well, let me come on over and play with me at the church." He said, "I ain't going to no church." I said, "Well, I'll be over there." Within a week and a half, somebody's knocking on my door. It's Lars Dale Middow. And he had a teardrop model that his son built for a school project in 1964. And he had that one with him. I said, "Come on in." He said, "I ain't coming to no church." So I said, "Well," he said, "come out here, tune this thing for me. I'm going to start playing some music. You know Black Mountain Rag?" I said, "No, but I'd like to learn." He said, "Let's see if I can figure it out. You know, it's been over 25 years. And he sat down with me. I showed him how to play it, tune it. And he said, "I'm a one-finger picker, you know." He uses his long fingernail. And he sat down and started playing music. And he started, he came to 1 or 2 of our Labor Day picnics at the park out here and played music with Phil Emerson and with 2 or 3 others. Just couldn't get him to come into the church. Then one time he did come, and then he had a short temper. He ended up in the hospital with a brain aneurysm. He said, "I went up to the hospital. They only gave him 10% chance to live that night. Coxed out. He was in the basement ready for surgery." And I said, "Lars," I said, "they don't give you much chance, you know." He said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "I caused this." I said, "How?" I said, "My Jeep pickup, I just had it painted. My son and I, older boy, in front of BBC, and he said, this student girl ran into my new painted truck." And he said, "Man, I was so mad at her. Me and my boy ran up on her in the car. And I said, 'I'll kill you, woman.' And she got terrified. She left the scene of the crime, called the cops." And he said, "When I did that, I did this to myself. I had violent headaches ever since that time." He said, "And I feel so bad that I couldn't apologize to that girl. She's scared to death." Road rage, you know. And so, anyway, I had prayer with him, and I said, "Lars, where are you going if you don't come out of here? He said, me and the man, we done took care of that. He said, well, I ain't scared to die. He said, I'm ready to go. I gotta go. Had prayer with him and came out, and the only thing he lived for another couple of years, and but they took the meanness out of him. He was a gentle guy when he came out of that, and eventually he moved up to Pomme de Terre in his daughter's house, and they asked me to go up there and see him and play him some music. So I took some instruments, spent two and a half hours there in his room, and played for him. Did his funeral up in Collins, Missouri, when he died of pneumonia. And so, you know, I've met so many people through these last 30-some years. Just yesterday, I looked at a hammer dulcimer down in Forsyth, Missouri, while I was cutting grass on a trailer, and I said, that's a nice dulcimer you got there. He said, well, it needs tuning, it's not in real good shape, and I started playing, and it was in beautiful shape, actually. And, but now Leland Krebs is his name, and he and I are pretty good friends now. He plays harmonicas and used to play in bands down in Branson. You just meet people and just start talking. That's all you got to do, just start talking. And quit talking so they'll talk and they'll tell you everything about your life.
Yeah.
And you see, not everybody's on a cell phone all day punching buttons.
Yeah.
There are some people that really live in the real world, you know. So anyway, I haven't touched this. It's still got the original strings. Still has cobwebs inside of it. And I'll see if I can. I was going to play a different song, but it's Father's Day, so I'll pick out Faith of Our Fathers. No, we did that. What's another one? This is My Father's World.
Yeah.
That's close enough, isn't it? Let's see if we can get a tune out of this. This is a little three stringer here, and it's a redwood top, and ash sides and bottom, a little walnut mixed in. But it's it has such a great tone when you're sitting in front of it. It's got real big harp sound holes on it. Sound to that. Amen. Well built, too. Oh, and his widow, second wife, she sold me everything he had in the attic. We had the bird nest and violin. It was Phil Emerson who rebuilt this old fiddle with the bird nest all over it. And Phil Emerson rebuilt that violin called the bird nest model. Had a bird nest in it, and it ended up with the Kirk King family in Albania, because they left all their instruments and stuff here when they moved to Europe. And then the Muslims invaded and they stole it, so we had to come up with a second one for them when they came home off the field.
Yeah.
So these instruments, they go places, you know.
Yeah.
People like music, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Because of the dangers and things in Albania that happened, he had to come back to the States, and he pastored for a little while up by St. Louis. But then he's back. He's back in Albania again, and he was serving the Lord. So he's had a long ministry there. But I appreciate that. I appreciate the song. It reminded me when I love the dulcimer, but I love that song too. I was teaching school kids, and Brandon, evolution and creationism, and that was our theme song the whole time I taught on it. And this is my father's world, and that brought back memories of that.